Well, my name is Randy, and we're going to show you a little bit how to take out a stump by burning it. I got some of these ideas from some great videos on YouTube, so they're not my ideas. I just put several more together at the same time, and it had pretty good results. Now, this stump you're looking at was, it was fairly big, maybe 8 inches tall out of the ground. But it was it started pretty hard. I had to use one of those little flamethrowers, but after it got started, it just burned and burned and burned, and it looks like I need to take it one more time down, kind of thing. But I used vegetable oil, a chainsaw to make a big X in there, and drilled down, cut down as deep as I could, and then put briquettes, barbecuing on top, and then put the fluid on to light it, and lit it, and it just went with the flamethrower also helping. So anyway, that's the results of now this is an older one. This stump was like 7 years old, so it might make a difference. Today we're going to do one, it's in its 30s in diameter, maybe 35 inches in diameter. And it's right over here. You see we're over there on the side there, and that's like 35 inches in diameter. I made the big X on there. We'll go on over right now. You see on top of the stump there is my bottle of vegetable oil. I cut down as deep as possible with the chainsaw, and then put a bunch of oil in the hole, and then I let it soak for a bit, maybe 20 minutes or something like that, and then I'm going to give it another dousing just in a second here. But I got my flamethrower there, and I'm going to weed eat all this for fire protection. Got my hose for safety ready over there. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to shut down for a second. I'm going to get some wood and briquettes and that kind of stuff. Now I'm about ready to start the fire. I got some briquettes underneath, like 1 to 2 layers, just for 12 inches on total square, and some wood that's half wet. Actually, it's half wet, and it actually helps me, because it's harder to start. That's why I use a flamethrower, but it burns slower without the popping all over everything. Now, this is the month of April in Oregon, and everything is so wet right now. It's a pretty low fire danger right now, and we expect rain in a couple days here, so I'm not too concerned with fire. But I did clean off the area with a weed eater, just in case anything pops out or something like that, and I'll do a little bit more for fire danger kind of a thing. But you can see that there's the fire set up. I'm going to douse it with the barbecue lighter fluid here in a second, and then throw a match on it, and I'll get back with you. This is taken about 5 minutes after I started. It took me probably a good 5 minutes to get the fire started with my blowtorch. But the oil really keeps it going still. The wood is, like I said, is half wet, so it's actually in my benefit, because it won't burn real hot. And I wanted just to burn and glow and that kind of stuff, and be less of a fire hazard. But it's I think it's going to take off. We're going to find out a little bit later. I'm going to do some more trimming around the brush and everything to get more weeds away from the stump, so there's less of a danger for fire. I got my hose over there ready. I'm going to bring over a fire extinguisher also, just in case. But it looks like I think it's going to go. So let's keep our fingers crossed, and hopefully I won't have to put on too much more wood. But we'll find out. This is about 2 hours after we lit it up for the first time. And you can see it's burning well. I put some more little debris, bark, and that kind of stuff on top, not because it needed it. It's just that it's hanging around this area from when they felled the tree 2 years ago. So anyway, don't don't think you need that little extra wood. I don't think you will. I took out some of the brush for fire danger. That idea of putting on, I put 1 quart of the cheapest vegetable oil I could find, after into the chainsaw cut that went as deep as you can possibly get it. Don't hit the soil though. And basically is you fill it up, let it sit for 20 minutes, and fill it again. And then you do it like I was telling you earlier. This stump is 2 years old and was fairly wet still. I think the key is like I was telling you here. This is it does work. It's slowly burning down right now, but I don't think it's going to go out for a while. So anyway, I'll keep you posted here. I'm pretty happy with it right now. Well, it's been burning now for about 8 hours. It's burning very well. It's burning pretty much by itself. I've been adding some stuff to it. My theory is that you cap it off where it's burning down into the stump, that it kind of caps and keeps the heat in. And the wood that I have is real wet that I'm putting on top of there. So it burns really slow. It doesn't pop, and send sparks all over, kind of a thing. So it's a little safer kind of a thing. So the oil is a must. Get the cheap oil, and you might buy a gallon of this stuff. And the briquettes, I think, work. I don't know for sure, but it sure seems like they work. And you can see I cleaned it pretty well. I purposely burned a lot of the areas around the stump just for safety and everything. And I cleaned up all the scraps or little chunks of bark and stuff like that. Got those all cleaned up. It kind of makes the place a little better looking, and not only that, stops it from more fire danger and everything. Those chainsaw is the only way to go, because I've tried to burn stumps just putting logs on them, and that doesn't work. You'll spend days, if not your whole cord of wood, burning your fire. You can see, well, you can't see where the chainsaw was. It was right in here. But it's a real must to try to get that thing down as deep as you can, make a big X there. And then after that, I've been putting on little stuff, little pieces of bark and that kind of stuff. But other than that, it's almost self-sufficient. So this system that I have, I think it's definitely one of the best I've seen so far. That's I let it burn too long. And we made a kind of a bathtub. I'm going to back my pickup onto the back here and just throw on topsoil into the hole there. So this one should probably blend in, So it should look okay when it gets done. Here's ones that I've already just trimmed up yesterday. I just throw the little tops that I chopped off inside there. And these on the hillside here, I'm not going to deal with them because they're, I don't want to drag dirt up here or anything like this. So I'll just leave those. The vegetation will grow around this pretty fast. But you can see these are all trimmed up. All that stuff in the middle is just the trimmings. The biggest two things I've gotten out of this is it's the technique that makes it so much easier to burn these out, even though they were wet and still very dense. So it's super heavy and things like this. So it normally is tough to burn, but when you use this technique of taking your chainsaw, you can see one right here, that little line there, you take it, especially if you can get it near the middle, and saw down with your chainsaw as well as you can, as deep as you can. That, and you do pie shaped where you have no more than 12 inches on the perimeter of the pie between the chainsaw marks, and go down as deep as you can. You might be able to burn these out in one session using minimal wood, and minimal effort too. You just put some dry stuff, if you have dry stuff or whatever, on the top. and I have a blowtorch, you know, kind of a thing. You can get them for like $30, and it just starts it right up. So, and then just let it burn. Most of them are just. Here's another one that I trimmed up. I'm going to take the stump grinder on this one too. Just grind it down, and it'll match the yard, kind of a thing. The name of the game is basically cut those down deep as you can. You can see where all the cut marks were right here, right there, and right there. So you can see I went down as deep as I could. You see in fact, you see all those cut marks there. So anyway, I hope you got something out of this video. I did my best, and if you have any questions, go ahead and put them on the comments down below, and I'll try to answer them. Okay, till later.